slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me, that's a dick.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get into episode 2. And this one is, do you know what it means to be loved by death? I feel like this one is going to be really Lestat heavy. I think we're going to see a lot of flashbacks, or what, not flashbacks, but I guess from Louis' standpoint, his hallucinations, his guilt. And so I'm excited to see about that. I didn't watch the trailer for episode 2 just because I didn't want to spoil it. So it looks like they just got to Paris. And so let's see who they come across in Paris. Hopefully we come across a decent group of vampires. I can't with the rapists and then the vampire / zombie looking thing that we've seen in the first episode of this season. And it's just like Claudia said, we've run into nothing but horrible vampires. So hopefully we get some better ones for this season. But we're going to go ahead and jump into it. And then also it looks like we may be hearing something from Armand, hearing his side of the story too, because he's now joined the vampires instead of sitting off to the side making his little comments. And so this one is about an hour long. And so let's go ahead and get into it. If you like these videos, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And so like I said, let's get into it. I want to waste up too much time.
Paris. Hard to put it into words now. For what Paris means to me now is very different from what it meant to me then.
May I try?
Please.
Paris was an awakening for Louis. Paris was a hunger.
Paris sucks.
But you proposed to your Alice in Paris.
And she divorced me in Staten Island. Paris sucks.
Paris is a universe all to herself.
Macarons are bullshit.
Child, the 3 of them on this interview is going to be chaotic.
Paris was Nazi scar tissue at the time. It was healing, just as Claudia and I were healing.
Gotta pick twice the pockets in this town to get anywhere.
These people are broke.
Maybe we chose the wrong town.
We hid ourselves away in an inconspicuous apartment in the 9e, passing ourselves off as muddied Americans, overspending for black market baguettes. It was the perfect cover.
Yes, perfectly situated. 1 floor above the owners and 1 floor below the students and sex workers, literally encircled by curious and money-hungry motivations.
But that's what Louis
We
used to
never
do.
brought our kills home. We used the sewers for that.
Waterways of which they had no expertise. The flow controls, the pumping stations, we were constantly cleaning up for them.
And yet you never made contact with him.
Thank you. 5 months of anxiety-producing choices, and not one bonjour or prépare-toi à mourir.
Custom. They lived 2
boy
kilometers
got his
from
hair
our
slicked
theater
back
in
down
I
again.
endured hundreds of nights in the theater with Lestat. I was not seeking more.
I guess this will be a sign of better time.
A company that had been in existence for 150 years. 77 years, and it still
Lloyd's
feels
sick
like
of
a
both of
slight.
their ass, to be honest with you.
But the reports were confounding. Were they romantic? No. Who was the master? Neither, it seemed. The male hunted to please her, the girl suffered philosophical conversation to please him. The American vampires appeared to be as dull and plain as their tourists and
Damn.
soldiers were.
Rude. I took up photography as a hobby.
Vampires with hobbies. Insanity.
Killing time when you weren't killing Parisians.
I feel like you're a vampire. You should have the most hobbies.
Holding it in your hand.
What are you looking for when you take a picture?
I don't know. Surprise, baby. Something off. Like a hat that's too small for a head. Someone realizing they forgot to do something and they stop.
Okay.
Then you can get mindful about it. Ask yourself what brought them here, what brought you here.
Sometimes I want the short answer. Who are you, Louis?
I'm your brother.
Who are you
I don't think he
outside of me?
knows.
If there was no me, and there was no Ken, who would you be? What do you want? How you gonna get there?
She had a point.
Yes?
Paris sucks.
That's not the point she was making.
Sure it is. She's miserable, but she doesn't want to fuck with your two delusional left bank dilettante vibe.
She wasn't telling me something I didn't know about myself. She was giving me permission to explore a life apart from her.
It's Alice, Louis, not Claudia.
Excuse me?
Oh, I see. I've triggered a memory.
No, it's Claudia. It's her journal. Louis needs Paris.
It's
I don't...
1985. You
See, her mind be
talking
playing
past each other, and
mind
she tells
games
you
with
she's
people, I feel
pregnant.
like.
The fishing rod in the head again?
And you say, yeah. Let's talk about it later tonight.
I gotta knock out another chapter. One a week. I leave before the bill is paid. I never finish the novel. I think it was the yeah that pissed her off most. Yeah?
Yeah.
Louis needs Paris. I don't know what I need.
Maybe a new brain in my head. Why can't I tell him this?
Mademoiselle, méfiez-vous d'elle.
Sir, go mind your business. Don't nobody even talking to you.
Désolée, on est fermé.
Pas de souci. Je serai bref.
Oh, mais faites attention, c'est une robe en soie. Une goutte d'eau pourrait la tacher.
Parfait pour une femme, n'est-ce pas?
Bon, mademoiselle, je peux pas vous laisser ici à jouer à vous déguiser.
Vous pourriez me le réserver.
Américaine?
You can take it in from me, yes?
Please, don't pretend to be something you're not, yeah? Believe me, womanhood will happen soon.
No need to be rude, darling.
Never thought about choosing to pretend. Life hasn't been kind enough to allow me that. Maybe if it had been, I'd be a lonely dressmaker in an empty shop, denying my only potential customer.
Respect my time. Bon.
The dress for my body.
Real Rashid, just in time for the big meet cute. What weirdness have you brought us today?
The Paris albums, 1946 to 1949.
Oh, you really shouldn't wear gloves when handling historical documents, Real Rashid. It reduces dexterity.
It's just Rashid.
Makes it more likely you'll rip a page in the item being examined.
Thank you, Rashid.
So?
Photos are the record of time passing. Outward evidence.
They do not lie, but neither do they tell you a thorough story.
Who are the young men? Vampires?
Those were our young friends. Humans.
Some are very old now, most are dead. And some we simply drained for sport. Well, generally me.
Wow.
Louis has his ways.
Malloy is so sick of him. He's sick of both of them.
Walk, he was an American.
I would go to this park often.
Louis likes being chased. He likes when people chase after him.
I was an armored thing that spring. Someone steady on his feet, but
With a history of chasing the wrong kind of love.
I'll describe it myself, thank you.
Yes.
But with a history of chasing the wrong kind of love.
I had lost patience. I was convinced we were being toyed with and I could hold back the coven only so long. Knew what went on in the rambles there, and so I was not surprised to find him without the girl. I would confront the elder and make him aware of the ways rogue vampires were dealt with in Paris.
He looked like a boy masquerading as a gentleman, but I sensed his ancient power right away.
He was awkward. His attempt to blend in as some layman, thinking he could fade into the landscape, it was absurd. I mean, he was alarmingly handsome in the muted lamplight.
I thought he was going to kill me.
So,
Yeah?
who broke the ice? What were the first words of the ancient vampire to the future love of his life?
I will... Please.
No. Please.
He said, I will not harm you.
And I never have.
It's more to Armand. It's more to him. Okay, sis. See, she could go for a 20. There's nothing about her that says she's a kid. Nothing whatsoever.
Well, they found me, found us.
Give me that.
Give her some heels. She could play as his wife if she wanted to.
From their velvet-heeled arrival, the Americans were finally coming to Big Al.
The perfumed armpit of Paris.
Tickets. Our finest seats.
The house was only half full. A mixture of slavish devotees and overserved tourists.
We had become amusingly passé amongst the theatre community and found a more receptive audience from our Anglican friends now invading Paris post-war.
This is projection.
You look like the white shrew.
Spins and lights. Santiago.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, awful and awfulescence.
Now he looks like a vampire.
Welcome to the displacement.
Like your traditional old school
and the
Dracula type of
expression
vampire.
of pathetic desires. What you're about to see is for you an outrage that masks a birth and a rebirth of what is considered...
The rope slipped. He's really flying.
I know. To present to you the highest form of art in the lowest of ways. But seriously, mes amis, being vampires and by nature superior to you mortals, we can replicate the level of build necessary to disrupt your tiny ship called human decency. In fact, we capsize it.
He's definitely entertaining. I give him that. He can put on the show.
Everything you're about to see is real. Remember that when you leave here tonight. You are all complicit, repugnant, and appalling! I love you for it. And I welcome you, even as you disgust me.
The actors performed in front of a cinema screen, interacting with animations and bits of film in near perfect synchronization.
It's nice to see how art has transformed over time.
The modern cinema had an enormous influence on my aesthetic, and the light of the projector on the faces of our actors lent a romantic air to their performances.
The plays were weird.
The plays were timeless, updated for the age and all from our 150-year repertoire.
They were weird. And always ended in death or some kind of cruel, barely motivated violence.
Life is cruel, life is violent.
Who are you? I am what you think I am, woodcutter.
Go away.
The clock in your heart. The gears have stopped meshing.
What is this? She's disrupted the performance.
No. Let her speak, Sam. Let her speak.
Ze gaan me vermoorden. De vampiers gaan ons allemaal vermoorden.
I don't think she's a part of the play.
This is an English-only performance. Start again.
My name is Annika Roman. I live in Antwerp. Ik wil niet doodgaan.
Suppose we were to let you go. Someone would have to take your place. Your husband? Your son?
I can't have a moeder.
How about him?
Damn, she just picked that woman husband. She said, I don't give a fuck. She said, pick anybody, let me go.
Annika Ruman of Antwerp. Unconscious death is the fate of all mortals. Up. 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 We are conscious death, Annika. And that would make you a bride.
He's really hypnotizing. Like, he is really pulling this off in front of all these people.
Do you know what it means to be loved by death?
It's like it's
No
terrifying. It's sexy. It's like, because vampires have always had like this sexual nature to them, as opposed to like werewolves. And it's just so theatrical too. Like even that shot. And that's because of what he did to Claudia. But as far as all the vampires that they've met, like Claudia may not have been pleased with them, but I like them.
Our coven has been here since the reign of Charlemagne, but we only became a theatre company after Danton was guillotined.
He's like an older Lestat
Do I hear French
to me.
from the lips of an English company? Better. If you desire to seduce on stage, you must be committed tonight, madame. That goes for the entire company. Very committed tonight. Bravo, brava. Even as they wipe their grease paint, as if this were an ordinary night.
5 months of night. 5 insolent months of nights. Waiting for you to humble us with your appearance. I ask you, Maître, was it worth the wait?
Are they obligated to introduce themselves when they come in town amongst other vampires?
The Americans are here!
Yeah, be scared for a minute like they about to beat the shit out of them. It's like, is it a requirement to say hey to you? As long as I'm not stirring up trouble for you, I shouldn't.
Who's your maker?
My maker?
Eglay here does star charts for us all. Night you were given the gift, phase of the moon, name of the maker.
I don't really need
Do you both have the same maker?
We did.
His name was Bruce. I got a question. Who's that handsome man on the wall up there?
He's a Lestat.
With us in spirit, always. Our co-founder and the finest actor ever to walk our stage. Lestat de Leoncourt.
Right, because
have seen that coming. Did not see that one coming.
Oh, dude, where he was from and where
Big
he had
red flag,
connections.
huh?
And
The biggest.
I think he had money wired from Paris
In a
one time
community
to
as
update his
small as
wardrobe when he
ours,
first
such
met Louis.
crossings of immortal paths is expected, perhaps more common than you would think.
And Juan looked up at the painting and saw that Teresa's dead husband was Roberto. He had eloped with his enemy's widow. It's a telenovela. I mean, come on. Lestat's painting on the wall. Are you kidding me? Really? Oh, and that means you knew Lestat before he did.
Yes, Armand knew Lestat.
Wait a minute.
And yes, he was briefly with Lestat.
You both fucked Lestat.
100 plus years apart.
They were not compatible.
Shared a boyfriend. This is great.
I fucked Santiago too, and Celeste, and Estelle. Even had an aerobic evening with Tuan and Quang Pham in the back row of a cinema watching Now Voyager.
Did you?
It's repertory theatre, Mr. Malloy. It's how one endures.
Lestat's appearance is important.
No,
Just
it's
not
the
in
way
you
we all
it
think
is,
it
Daniel.
is.
I'm done thinking. Bring me the tequila and some popcorn. Let's flip to channel 300 something. It's a Univision night.
I love when he calls Louis out on his bullshit. You know exactly what it
You
is.
can make up a name?
Best Lie's got some truth to him, and that's the only other vampire I knew. It's gonna be fine.
You were attracted to Paris for a reason.
What about stop?
He's 100-something-year-old painting in a frame.
They got a fucking shrine to him. What if they find out we killed him?
One of us would have to tell them.
Or think it.
Well, I thought it the second I saw his face in the frame.
He has
But
the
there they
worst
were,
poker
inviting
face you
us
can't
back
like.
5 minutes later.
To kill us.
And right after that, I invaded their thoughts, and not one of them thought anything other than I want to lick these two. I'm going back. I want more.
It's not safe there.
14 hapless vampires being led by a vampire with skin darker than yours. What else is there to be scared of? Other than your own lust?
You felt my lust?
Armand? Oh, yeah. Felt his too. Now I know what two
Oh,
fat
wow.
cocks slapping hands feel like, so thank you for that. I need this.
The coven had lifted Claudia's spirits, but seeing Lestat's portrait
They're
put me
never
on
happy
edge.
at the same
I needed
time.
confirmation of his death. We were separated by the war, Mr. Leoncourt and myself. I had some work in Europe. I had lost my American passport.
Why would you go
doing
look
that
for
work.
him?
I'm in the process of... I'm not here for money. I'm here to know if you've
And if
heard.
he has, you don't think he would
Yeah.
tell him who you are?
If
You are so
he is
stupid.
alive. And if so...
We have not heard from Monsieur de Liancourt since February 1940, when we processed several wires for him for a party he was throwing. I know who you are, Monsieur. And I know what you meant to our cherished client, Monsieur de Liancourt.
You said meant?
Perhaps he is dead. Or sleeping. I have no confirmation of his actual death and cannot declare him legally dead for years. But, seeing as you are now here in Paris, and the fact that he has made no withdrawal from his account, between us, it is confirmation enough for me to pass this box to you, as instructed in case of, well, I have a client arriving in 20 minutes. You may have the office.
What's in the box? So Lestat actually did care about him. I like that little wax stamp that they used to put on their letters. Oh, is he gonna read it?
In the event that you are reading this, something dreadful has occurred, which is not my own death, rather the fact that we both now exist in two different worlds. Do not waste your life seeking revenge on the person or persons who did this. Do not give them the satisfaction of the hunt. You let treachery eat away at them from within.
Dang, that someone who did it was his own lover.
You. You go carry on with your living. Know only this, mon cher. You are the only being I trust. And whom I love. Above and beyond myself. All my love belongs to you. You are its keeper. A veil will not forever separate our union. But it is a thin veil. And I'm always on the other side. Face pressed up against your longing. L'histoire de Lyoncourt.
Yeah, that guilt eating him up.
Lestat. Love of my life, or is it more rebound of my life with you two?
It's a haunting memory Louis just shared with you. What a comfort. Your ability to continue pulling humor from his pain. Cathartic.
It's a joke. It's a joke. You serve it up.
Alice is in her third trimester. She steps in gum on the corner of Rue Palatine and Servandoni.
The old parlor trick.
She makes you scrape it off with a credit card.
It's not a credit card. I have no credit. It's a library
She's wearing
card.
that short purple dress you favor.
I like the way she walked in
felt
it. She was
freer
confident.
to hold her hand in Paris. I wonder why that is.
Hitting the garage door, Louis. All the crap. Have at it.
You worked so hard to get that table right in the corner so you could pull out the ring.
The ring. That's good.
Just at the right moment to surprise her.
Which I did.
And what did she say when you finally asked her to marry you?
In middle school, you stole your dad's Playboy magazines, sold them at recess.
Danny, I'll ask for a third time. What did Alice
When he
say
gets in his feelings,
when
he
you
has to throw
finally
something
asked her to
hurtful
marry you?
at Daniel,
Louis,
but it's
perhaps we
like
should.
She said
you're just
no.
mad because Daniel see through your shit, and then I don't even know, like, what was that little?
She wanted to say yes, but she didn't trust you. You hadn't given her a reason to.
Would you like to know what she thinks of you now? If she thinks of you now. We can do that.
Or we could simply return to the interview. If you're willing to ask your questions and then listen, which is your job.
Yes.
Good. So, your question.
Oh, there's some little assholes.
What happened next?
They invited us for a hunt. We played follow the leader, a slithering creature with multiple heads, rounding roundabouts with ravenous intent, waiting for Maître to make the call.
She is wild.
The rumbling beast of the movable feast.
The estate of the family de la Croix. Whilst their countrymen clutch ration cards, they've made quite a killing manipulating the black market. Enjoy yourselves.
You coming?
I ate before the play. I'm gonna...
When things are going good, when they both have their own little.
I understand you supplement your diet.
little happiness
I feast
going
you
on.
with every other
They
night.
seem more like brother and sister,
my
and then when things are bad,
You're not gonna.
it's
I am now
father
where
and
I
daughter
most want
type
to
of
be.
vibes.
Nice night.
Very nice.
You carry yourself well.
Yes.
Oh,
I like how you withhold.
they just out here flirting
I don't know about that.
and
Cautious, maybe.
teasing each other
It's a
while
very-
folks in the background getting their ass tore out.
I find myself thinking, what is in there? Because I do believe I felt some trepidation when the name Lestat was uttered.
Who?
My dear American friend, who thinks of
Can't
me
lie.
often and who has dominated my mind ever since I laid eyes upon him. Don't. I don't know the particulars of your acquaintance with him. You can tell me when you're ready. But a few of the coven can be volatile and quite unforgiving when lied to.
Got a lively one for tomorrow's show.
Pip's a savage.
Oh, Louis, I see it now. It's different here. I love it. I never want to hunt alone again. I never want to leave. Je vous aime tous. J'adore ton vampire.
In English!
I love everybody and everything in this every moment, right? Every now.
She could be this chaotic too because she was made with Lestat's blood, and he's not the most empathetic person. Okay, so that was episode 2. Do you know what it means to be loved by death? And I really enjoyed this episode. It's still like a slow build up. We got a little bit of a glimpse of Lestat when he read the letter to Louis, but the biggest thing about this episode is they finally have gotten close to another group of vampires, so they're not technically on their own. Claudia is a lot happier with this group just because she's able to be herself. She's able to hunt the way she wants to hunt. She's able to be able to talk to other people and express how she feels and be able to relate with other people similar to her. Louis. So you see a lot of her happiness come out in this episode, which I'm really happy about. Louis happy too. Louis good. Him and Armand are starting to get close. But it's like the closer he gets to Armand, it's like he stops. He's not able to hold up that shield anymore. He's not able to keep up the facade that they don't know who Lestat is. Like he's easy to read. Like he's the worst liar already, which is crazy that considering that when he was a human, he was literally running an illegal business. He had women selling themselves, and so you would think somebody who used to be a pimp would be able to lie and keep things under wraps. He's not good at it, especially when love is factored in. I feel like if he had no feelings for Armand, it'll be different. He would probably be able to lie and get away with it. Just like the guy at the beginning when he was talking about. Well, no, he didn't even really lie in episode 1 because that guy had him figured out. He just played it off. See, that's his thing. He just played things off, which he's much better at than trying to lie. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes now that Armand has kind of picked up. Well, he hasn't kind of. He's aware that Louis and Claudia know Lestat from somewhere, but he doesn't exactly know where from or how. And the main guy, God, what's his name? The main actor guy, I can't think of his name right now, but absolutely love him. I think he's an amazing addition to the cast. I don't even care about the other people. I just like him, and I feel like he's gonna be a problem because I think he's picking up on things, and I think he may have had a closer bond with Lestat because they kind of are similar in a sense. That's why when they first did the promo for this season and they showed him and they had Lestat's voice in the back saying that there's basically, I guess, different versions of him in different timelines. Basically, that he's been around for a minute, and people may know him in different ways. So at first I was like, is this Lestat like in a past life, or like? But he looks kind of older here, but it was just the way they kind of, I guess, they edited the trailer. But it looks like I can definitely see him and that guy being really close. Maybe not in a sexual way, maybe just, you know, a relationship type of way, maybe just really close friends. And I think he's picking up, or it could just be Louis' bad attempt at keeping secrets. Like I said, he's a horrible liar. So it could just be that he senses that something is off, or he senses that Louis, maybe because he was made from Lestat's blood, maybe he like is able to pick up on it and detect, like, okay, he's had some type of interaction with Lestat, and then the fact that they show up and Lestat has not shown up at all, that could ring odd to some people and this little coven that they got going on. So yeah, I think he's gonna be a problem, but I'm here for it. And I don't know what that was at the end with what was it? The way Louis and Armand basically ganged up on Daniel. Like, I know Daniel's smart at the mouth. He said some crazy things, but it's like he's telling the truth. And again, it looks like another example of Daniel getting to the root of what it is. Like, he's almost gotten Louis to open up and talk about something, and then Armand steps in and just like cuts it off. And he usually has some smart remark, or you see a flashback in Daniel's mind. And so I'm just trying to figure out what all that is about. And so I'm excited to see what's going to happen in episode 3. I don't want to guess, because I'm going to be way off, because I haven't read the book, so I'm going in this completely blind. So I'm not even going to try to guess. I'm just going to say I'm excited for episode 3. So yeah, we're going to wrap this up. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're up to date on these videos as I release them. We're also going to be starting up The Bear Season 3 when it starts. So we have a couple more days before Season 3 is released. And I'm probably going to do a big binge of that show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Right. Ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right?